there and welcome to Travels with Geordie. If this is your first visit, my name is Peter Knowles and I live on this classic wooden motor cruiser here in Victoria, British Columbia, along with the loving memory of my pup Geordie, all the while fixing it up for some pretty major cruising someday. If that's the sort of thing you might find interesting, please consider sticking around and subscribing. I'd love to have you. Okay, then what on earth are we up to? Well, things might just change a little bit. Those of you who've been following along know that I'm hauling out here at Sydney, and I've been doing these daily update little short episodes. And for the last couple of days, I've been editing away, trying to produce my full-length episodes, but there's way too much footage. Yesterday's episode ran long, and tried to get 3 days into it. Today's episode, which I've just finished editing, is a full-length episode and there's only 1 day. So I think what I'm going to do is produce effectively a full-length episode every day. I know that sounds crazy, but it's possible, and it will replace the shorts, but it'll still be an episode every day. I may still throw a short in here and there if I'm doing something really interesting. I just don't know. But if I just mash through the editing and get something out really quick, I'll be able to give you pretty much a full-length episode for each day's work here, because there's just so much going on. They will not, however, have a beer of the week, so they will end quickly at the end. We'll still only do a beer of the week on the Saturday episode. Anyway, here goes. We'll see how this all works out. And once again, Westwind Hardwood to the rescue. We loaded up here with all kinds of goodies. This stuff has been ordered for a while and they were pretty good to me because I let it sit here for a bit. So here's all the steaming oak for the new frames. We got Doug fir for the new floors. I have a big piece of sapele in here for new butt blocks. And I've just bought actually some more big heavy sapele because I think I'm going to replace more of the floors, and there'll be a mix match between Doug fir and sapele, which I think is going to be just fine. All right, let's get back to the boat then. All right then, well, having wood just means I've got to get to work. So let's have a quick look at what I'm going to start with. Basically, I have to start abandoning and pulling out all the extraneous through holes, and I have to expose all the butt blocks. Let's see if I can find one for you. There's one right there. So you can see that's a butt joint in the planking, and behind that there's a butt block. So I got to sand this area so I can see all the fasteners, pull the fasteners so I can take the butt block off inside. And you say, why are you taking off the butt blocks? Maybe they're good. Well, maybe they are. But I've just decided I want to replace all the butt blocks with sapele, and I want to through bolt them. So the old ones, most of the ones I've seen are at least slightly fuzzy. Walking right into the sun, sorry about that. And this also gives me the opportunity in the hull where I'm doing the reframing to decide whether they're traditional butt blocks or my new extra special butt blocks. We'll get into that in a bit. Let's go inside. Now that this is mostly dry and relatively clean, although I'm going to be making it cleaner, we can see that, as you already know, so many of the existing floors are cut out. And then over here, the floor that was here basically just fell out as I touched it. And none of them are particularly solid. So I'm going to actually replace every single floor, and I've just bought the extra wood to do that. Some of them in sapele because I couldn't get any more Douglas fir, but I think that actually makes sense because under the engine where they do have to be cut a little bit, they'll be a little stronger. Anyway, too much information. So what the thing about the butt blocks is, as you can see, there's a butt block, and I want to sister a new frame through there, right? Well, what I'm going to end up doing is sistering the frame inside, putting 2 spacers, and then a butt block over the whole arrangement. In other words, frame to spacer to new frame to spacer to new frame, and bolt through the whole thing. I think it'll be strong as anything. Okay, enough talking, more sweating. And out come the old through holes for the keel cooler. And the super driver. There we go. There we go. That's that. There we go. All right. Beauty! Yuck! There we go. Okay, so here's the outlet, this nice casting. I'm going to assume it's bronze for the keel cooler. And so to get that out, I'm going to cut it here and heat it up. So if there's any bedding material up in here, that'll soften up a little bit. So I'm just going to warm it up a bit. And move on to this. Now, this is actually a source of some debate. This is the pickup for the raw water pickup for the engine, the old one. I'm abandoning it, of course. And it's got one of these nice bronze scoops on it with the strainer. Now, it's facing forward. Now, that seems to be obvious because it adds some scoop, but actually, apparently that's wrong. And I agree that it should actually be facing backwards so that when the water flows this way, it's much less likely to drive debris into here. But again, it's the source of debate and I'm not going to get too wrapped up in it. That one came out. There's my little friend. I sort of expected this to be a little bit clogged. Well, maybe it was. Now this will be bedded in, so I don't want to just pound on it. So again, I'm going to apply a little heat and then go upstairs and give it a little pounding. All right, let's see if I can knock both these out. All right, I had to come pull on it because I rather deformed it at the top and it caught on the way out. Anyway, good stuff. Now, let's see if I can do anything with these. Oh, nice and easy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, yeah. This will crash in a second. Okay. Just, oh, yeah. Whew, close. Love this screwdriver. This is the demo screwdriver. Gifted to me. Thank you very much. Right about now. Okay. Beauty. There we go. There, beauty. Now this one will definitely need heat. Oh, no it won't. It's plastic. Yuck. That was close. There we go. Didn't knock you off. Cool. One of the greatest tricks in a boatyard that has a paved slot is an old junky office chair or mechanic's chair. It's so much easier to work around underneath. Okay, I've had my fun outside. It's time to go back inside. Who am I kidding? I can't go play inside in the shade. I gotta find some of the butt blocks and sand off and see if I can get some fasteners out so we can remove those butt blocks. I just enjoyed a little bit of a shower while trying to keep this oak a little bit wet. I may actually make a bath for it. Anyway, that's another step, but I don't like it sitting in the sun drying out too much. Okay, let's get sanding. Okay, so here's the first butt block and the first butt joint that I want to get to, so we'll give that a little cleanup. It's dustless, but I still figure a little extra protection doesn't hurt. Okay, now that makes me very happy. Let me take you off the stand for a second. And you can see that this butt joint has its 3 original fasteners in each side, which means it hasn't been refastened and all chopped up. So that is very, very good news. So my technique for removing a bung is basically drill a little hole right in dead center till you hit the screw. and then run a screw up inside it, and this will act like a jack screw to force the bung out. But there's one more important step. As soon as you feel resistance, it's everyone's favorite: heat. But heat after you put the screw in, because the screw will take some of that heat down to the other end of the bung. Okay, let's see what it thinks of that. Watch out, that screw is hot. Oh, it hasn't hit the screw yet. That's interesting. There's no screw in there, or it's completely turned to mush. Not very good. Oh, this is why I'm working on the boat. Let's see if I can pull that bung out. There we go. Well, there was nothing left of any sort of screw that was up in there. Completely disappeared to rust. People, if you have an iron fastened boat, deal with your butt blocks. Oh, this is ugly. Well, not one of these holes has a fastener in it. Not one. Well, folks, we're inside. This is the butt block in question. Oh my God, I could have done that yesterday. Let's have a look at this one right here. I haven't touched this one outside yet. Oh, Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd have to say, I'm kind of lucky this boat floated this far. Dealing with it now. Well, I think this merits going right through the boat. Okay, let's do a little review. This is the one that I removed the fasteners and it just came out. This is a non-butt block butt block. I don't know what it is. No problem, it came right out. This is another one of these non-butt block butt blocks. No problem, it came right out. This is the one I just drove right out. How about this one? Not even there. Holy crap. This is one I tapped earlier. If I tap a little harder, now that one actually seems to be holding. How about this one? Not even there. How about this one? Seems to be holding. Let's go over the other side. Oh, jeez. This one I see some fasteners from the inside. Someone's already done some remedial work, and it seems to have worked. What else we got? One down here. It's not there. What else have we got? Oh, one up there. Now let's just move the garbage here. Try this one. Oh, well, that's fastened from the inside. This one is not, and as a result, falls right off. Okay, so it's quite obvious. Every single butt block that hasn't been refastened from the inside wasn't even connected. Now, that's terrible, but I've already done similar tests to the actual clinched nails that are holding the planks to the frames, and there's no failures there. They all seem to be holding really, really well. It's the screws, and who knows what screws they were. So, anyway, some nice little deck screws. And with those 4 deck screws out, nothing. Alright, so this is the one you've all been waiting for. This had the ugly patch over it. It has all this gooey stuff on it, which I'm going to try and dig out of here now. In retrospect, this is about the same as any other butt block on the boat. It just failed, where the other ones were just on the verge of failing. Anyway, let me see how much of this I can get off of here, and then we'll proceed. Okay, so it's clear what's going on here. The main plank, 3 fasteners. One has had a little improvement at one time to try and draw that in. These are the clinch nails in the frame, and obviously these couldn't keep up when the block let go. On the end of this, we have 1 to original and 1 repair, and the original bung, and 1 in here that's already been repaired. So let's take as much of this out as we can. All right, so my new technique with the original bungs, because they come out so incredibly easy, is to simply put a screw in the bottom, no pilot hole, take the pry bar and pop them out. Easy peasy. Oh God, gross even. And of course, there are no fasteners inside. I see the shadow of a fastener in there. Oh no, 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 just a ghost. Strange that they put refastened right next to the original ones. I mean, the wood grain there is already so compromised. There's a Robertson there. Let's see what's under this. Oh, I don't know. Nothing doing anything. And under this one, nothing of any value. What a mess. Okay, so this didn't help. Someone decided to refasten here with stainless, which of course is so much more noble than anything else in here. This wins, everything else loses. Okay, well, in truth, this is not very Swiss cheesed. There is a split in here, but by the time I clean up the butt block inside and get some proper pull on that, this will come together very nicely. Might even set up a little localized steam bag to help pull that in.
Okay, so for something different, I thought I'd replace this first floor just to see how it's all going. Plus, it's way too hot outside right now. So the steam cleaner did an awesome job, but it sort of left a little bit of relatively fuzzy, kind of nasty wood, so it's easily scraped off without pushing too hard, because I don't want to remove too much wood. But that works quite nicely. Okay, so it's time to make the first new floor. I hate to put this filthy piece of wood against this clean piece of wood, but such is life. So, well, as far as I can tell, this is just a scribe, right? Okay. Look, I've practically got a shop going in here. Anyway, it's going to be production. So to get the bottom, the part that sits against the keel, really square, I've decided to put it in the table saw. The keel is exactly 4 1/4 wide all the way, so it's fairly easy to just make subsequent cuts in here and subsequent. I think I say that a lot. Successive. And get that till it's 4 1/4. Okay. Okay, so it took a little fiddling, and I realized I have to put a slight chamfer, not a chamfer, but a slight bevel on the bottom edge, because of course the hull is coming uphill towards us, but now it fits just perfectly. Check this out. Oh, I'm so pleased. Now I just got to do 14 more, but about an hour, not so bad really. Okay, so that just slides right down in there. Oh, it's perfect. These two straight edges are running along the existing floors, so they're letting me know that I am definitely within tolerance. And of course, my favorite little chamfer. Wow. All right, then it's late. End of day 4. I'm not done, but... So I've got two, count them, 2 floors in, and I am super pleased with them. Basically, the bottom of the boat is curved and it's sloped, so between the table saw, the power plane, scribing, and a fair amount of test fitting, but it's gonna go great. It's gonna go great. As I said, I'm gonna replace every single one, and the trick is we'll have enough wood. There's more wood where that came from. All right, see you tomorrow.